All right, Ninja Maniacs, I'm here live and I'm dropping some Ninja Jedi level stuff on you guys right now. Literally, if you come across this video, stop what you're doing because this will give you some absolutely dominating knowledge as you're trying to get listings, as you're working with buyers. And it's my privilege to have Eliot. Eliot, I always say your last name wrong. How do you pronounce your last name?
You're not the only one. Tomaszewski. It's scarier. It looks scarier than it is.
We're gonna call you Eliot Tom.
Eliot T. That's
Eliot T. with Zoodillio, which is an iBuyer platform I discovered 2 months ago, and it literally changed the game for me with offers I can make to buyers and sellers. Now, Eliot, everybody that's going to be listening will probably gain some valuable knowledge, but do me a favor. Let's act like we don't know anything.
Okay.
What is, regarding real estate, what is iBuyer and what does that mean to either a seller or an agent? What is the iBuyer phenomenon sweeping the country?
Yeah, well, it's in its most simplistic form. It's an institutional buyer. It's a place where a homeowner can go and get a cash offer from a reputable company that will buy their house, usually on a proposed timeline, enabling them, the close date that they need, giving them ultimate convenience. Obviously, there's some cost to it, things of that nature. But yeah, it's a whole new modern way to sell your house, really, for a lot of people.
Correct. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but there are real estate brokerages and outside entities that offer iBuyer programs, correct?
Absolutely, there are. It's one of the facts in our entire industry.
Correct.
Hey, you can hear me okay, right?
I've got you. You're good. Yeah, this is one of the things when we go live. Sometimes stuff happens. But I lost you for a second, but you're back now. So the iBuyer platform has been going on for a couple years, and I think real estate agents, they're like, the thought of a Zillow or an Offerpad offer, it just freaks them out, right? I mean, oh my God, I got to compete against Zillow now. Is that something agents should be worried about?
Well, no. And really, quite frankly, when you think about it, there's a lot of data right now that suggests that only about 5% of these offers are accepted. Zillow in their shareholder letter, in their shareholder reportings, that they only get about 1% acceptance of the offers that they make on the properties. However, 45% of those people go on to list their house within the next 6 months.
Correct.
So for us as real estate agents, this is literally the highest quality lead we have ever seen.
Correct.
And not to mention the factor of half the people that sell their house go on to buy a house within that same physical year.
Correct.
Right. So that's why, again, we're so convicted about what we're doing and meeting the consumer where they're at. Online, certainty, and convenience.
So we're going to get into this in a minute, but one of the things that attracted me to you, and I'm a marketing expert, I actually have iBuyer platform within the brokerage I'm with, and I like it, right? I've got access to calling Offerpad to try to get an offer for my client to gain a commission. So I've got all of that, right? The thing that attracted me to your platform, and we're going to get into that in a minute, is its ease of use, how it brands me as an agent, and most importantly, you offer things to me I'm not getting with other platforms. Now, we're going to get into that. So, guys, if you're watching and you want to explode into the iBuyer portfolio within your real estate business, we're going to share with you some things in a minute that you can do as an agent that sets yourself apart from the other guys. We're not going to mention their name right now, but the other guys. If you're tired of having a homeowner say, "Oh, by the way, I just got an offer from Acme company," right? And you're like, "Crap." Well, we're going to show you how to compete with those guys and make some offers that are significant. What I'd like to do, if you don't mind, Eliot, is let's go ahead and take a look at your screen. Now, right now, we're on the Zoodillio screen. Walk us through what happens. Now, that's the branded one. Let's go to the main screen if you've got a second. And let's show the agents what your corporate forward-facing website looks like.
You want to show them the Zoodillio site? Or?
Yeah, the Zoodillio. Let's show them my site, what they would get as an agent in a minute. Let's look at the forward-facing company site. Right now, we're looking at the Ninja.
Okay, you got my screen, right?
I have your screen, and we're looking at Ninja.
So this is the most important piece of certain things, right? So the biggest thing is, and this is why we've seen Zillow cash in their chips, if you will, and cash out on their real estate agent business, is because they've found a new way to create some of the highest quality leads. And this is the same for us as real estate agents. And so when you have iBuyer presence in, key markets like the Phoenix Metro, LA, Atlanta, Orlando, etc., these markets, you're seeing a lot, as much as 50% of the houses that are hitting the market first starting off with that cash offer. So that's why we really focused on delivering a high-end user experience that's empowered through the real estate agent, that's all branded around the real estate agent, right? So this is your exclusive site, leads that are exclusive to you, your logo, your contact information. It's keeping you at the center of the transaction, and whether they decide to accept a cash offer or they end up listing the house with you, as we had discussed before. But again, what is so unique in this is your call to actions, right? Like you have the become a cash buyer, the multiple cash offer hook. Now, what's so unique that we'll touch on here just a little bit more in just a moment is we have created the first to market multi-offer dashboard. And what that is several different modern home selling solutions, such as a trade-in, a cash offer, fix it up before you list it, different solutions that we can dive in a little bit more, but all next to what you could sell the house for on the open market. And that's the power. So this lead that's potentially a met or a non-met lead, you're able to provide them all of their home selling options in one simple dashboard so they can make an intelligent decision on what's best for them, knowing all their solutions. And of course, you're at the center of it, building a relationship and winning the business.
So, as we're out there as agents competing, right? Not every client that we deal with is going to want to take a cash offer or one of our programs. However, what this platform allows you to do is take that segment within a normal listing field of business and offer them some solutions that they're not going to get from other companies. So, Eliot, just so people can understand how powerful this is, let's say we have a seller. That seller wants to sell their home and buy another home, but Eliot, the market right now is crazy.
Yep.
There's low inventory. So a seller might not entertain selling their house right now. Maybe that particular seller is thinking, let me wait, because if I sell my home and I can't find another home, where am I going to go? Right? Is that a valid concern?
100%.
So what can you do on Zoodillio to change the game for a real estate agent that wants to get a listing but can't overcome that objection? Where are you going to put me if I sell this home?
Well, we actually have two options for the person that wants to buy a house and sell their existing one, but can't have two mortgages, obviously they're not going to win in a contingent offer circumstance. We really have two solutions. The first one I believe that you were obviously talking about is the sell and lease back, right? So it's an opportunity for the homeowner to sell their house and lease it back on a month-to-month basis until they take their time, get their cash out. They're now a non-contingent buyer. They have their equity to do earnest deposits, etc. And then they can sell that house after they move out, right? No double move, all of that cool stuff that it comes in with that. And then the other one is that we have is a full-on trade-in, which is where their new house is bought for them, with our cash. Then we reserve it for them, sell it back to them exactly what we purchased it for. And then we buy their existing house, and if it sells for more on the open market after they move out than we purchased it for, all of those proceeds go back to that homeowner. So
okay, stop right there.
Pretty powerful stuff.
I want to make sure everybody just heard what you said. So what we just did was we gave a seller who's desperate to sell and move. They're busting at the seams. They're a move-up buyer. They've got to get a larger home. They can't, it's just frustrating their current home. They bought it years ago and they've outgrown it, but they're afraid to get in the market. So you just broke down a solution to an objection that real estate agents get, and that is how to convince the seller that yes, they can still sell and remove the fear of where they're going to go. So two different options. They can sell it to Zoodillio for close to or at ask. There are some fees involved, but they can sell it, live there, lease it back from Zoodillio, and afford them the opportunity to go make an offer on a home without having a home sale contingency, correct?
That is correct.
So they have time now. They've sold their home. Instead of making a mortgage payment, they're just paying a lease payment. They've got money in their bank sitting there. They can now go make an offer and they're free, right? So they buy the next home. They move out of the home that they're leasing from Zoodillio that bought from them. And now Zoodillio sells that home and they sell it for more than what that seller got. Zoodillio's iBuyer is going to send them a check. Did I hear you right?
That is correct, right? There's
who does that?
A couple of them here locally that, they're getting pretty massive returns just because the market was ticking up so much. And so they were super happy. I know there's been times we've given people 50 grand, 70 grand back.
Isn't that crazy? The other scenario is they are in their home. Zoodillio iBuyer can make them a cash buyer. They can now go buy another home without a home sale contingency because Zoodillio's buyer is the one buying it. Then they turn around and buy the home they're in. They then move into the home that Zoodillio bought for them, convert that to a mortgage. Same process. The iBuyer sells their existing home, sells it for potentially, it's not a guarantee, but potentially more. And then once it closes, that seller who is now in their new home with their own mortgage seamlessly can expect a possible check from the iBuyer on the difference of the return.
Huge.
If you're hearing me, agents, and that didn't just change your philosophy on how to go after seller listings, if this is not a part of your listing portfolio, man, you are missing the boat. Eliot, when I got into this, it was just basically, iBuyers making offers on homes, and usually they were like really significantly less, and the seller didn't have any options. And really the only client you would have at that point is somebody in distress or somebody that needs a quick move. What you just did was you said, you know what? That's okay, but that's not the future. Let's give them options that keep them profitable. That's what I think I'm hearing from you.
Well, it's not only that. It's just like when you really look at, so there's been a lot of studying around the psychology around this, right? And there's three, I think I've shared this with you before, but there's a thing called the 3 C's: certainty, convenience, and cost. Right? So like when an iBuyer or a modern selling solution, such as other companies that are empowering real estate agents, the fintech world, right? Financial technology, they have done a quick study on what they call the 3 C's: the certainty, cost, and convenience. And if you look at each one of those as individual quadrants from a scale of 0 to 10, well, in this environment, you have a total available score of 30, where the market may only give them a 10 or maybe even a 12, if you will, on the cost, but next to a 0 in the certainty and convenience. Where that's where I think the disruption is coming in from so much is these new programs are now elevating them and giving them an 8 or a 9 on cost with ultimate certainty, with ultimate convenience. And so that's where we want to empower today's modern real estate agent to have these types of conversations with their clients. These are people that already know you, like you, trust you, want to do business with you. The reason why they've been going to the Zillows, the Offerpads, Opendoors, et cetera, of the world for the last little bit without you is because they thought that you could not supply a service to them that those companies are. And that's what Zoodillio is about, is helping you supply those same types of services and more to your existing database.
So basically what we have now is a platform that's user-friendly, both to the client and the real estate agent if they decide to get their own branded platform. I've brought up the screen again where we're looking at the Ninja Zoodillio site. So this is an example of a site, real estate agent, that you can get, that you can literally send to your client and let them enter their information to get some offers. But now, let's talk real quick. Can you go up to, and I'm going to go full screen right now, go up to the one that we can actually look at the dashboard of what the agent's going to get. I think we looked at a Jackie Evans. Zoodillio, Eliot, walk us through what happens when we start to see offers coming in for a specific client that you, the agent, sent to see if they're interested in seeing what kind of offer they're going to get. I think it's a Jackie Evans.
Yeah, so this is just our demo site. So I'll use this just as an example. But yes, when you're able to log in, we have just a simple task management thing. You can kind of see a good leader dashboard of what's going on there. And this is the agent that's obviously working the leads, how the leads come into you from your site, right? So that's the power of really what we have created is there's really 3 separate systems that all work together. You have the forward-facing site, you have the agent backend, and then of course you have the home seller's dashboard, right? Which is the power of that is we want them to keep coming back. right? There's a lot of data that says out there that they were going to request that cash offer. And if they accept that cash offer, it's usually not the first time, it's the third or fourth time. So it's where you want to set up that solid follow-up system to be able to kind of keep that dangling carrot in front of them. And when you, let me refresh that here. When we, let me see, sorry, Kelly.
You're okay. Hey, this is what happens when you're live, guys.
Yeah, let me just refresh that. It's because I have multiple tabs open here. Let me.
I understand.
Refresh. I'm still getting it. Bear with me one sec.
So, guys, what he's going to do, if we can get in, is we want to show you a specific actionable thing that happened with a person that said, hey, I'm interested in a cash offer. I think we looked at it, and there were some significant offers made by the iBuyer. And if we can't show that, let's log back in at least showing the dashboard.
We'll get it. I'm almost there.
So, guys, while he's doing that, please understand what they've done for you is they've created the ease of access. So if you're an agent and you're liking what you're seeing and you want to add the marketability of offering iBuyer platform, you don't have to use Offerpad or Zillow to show your client that you can get them an offer. And if you've got a current one with your broker that you're with and you like it, that's great. If you want to add some flavor to it, if you want to add something that was built for a realtor with marketing in mind, you really should take a look at their platform. At the bottom of the video after this is live, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to put a link for you guys. And I believe they're offering a 10% discount if you want your own branded platform. Use the code NINJA10. But I'll put all of that on the video once we go from live to posting. And you guys can also comment on the video. If you want more information, I will be more than willing to send that to you. All right, Eliot, are we ready? Did we get there yet?
Almost ready.
While you're watching this live, drop me some comments. If you look, we're live, so if you've got if you have a question, I will see if I can get that question to Eliot, and he might be able to answer. This is the co-founder of Zoodillio. This guy's been doing iBuyer stuff for years. If anybody knows iBuyer, it's this guy right here. So if you've got a comment, just drop it below, and I'll see if I can get Eliot to maybe partake of the comment and maybe answer any questions you might have.
Okay, you got my screen there, right, Kelly? The multi-op dashboard.
I'm not seeing it. You're not sharing yet.
Okay, let me
go back to the beginning of how you shared it, and then I'll tell you.
Okay.
There we go. Gotcha.
Okay, so this is what their homeowner is going to get, right? Like, this is the power of what they care about. You know, obviously in the dashboard, I'll kind of showcase this to you a little bit. That as the homeowner, I'm in the shared one from the agent side of things, but they have the ability to update, details about their property, let you know that if they've remodeled their kitchen, bathroom, etc. So we can showcase this to either, one of our private hedge fund investors or, power buyers, bridge buyers, all the different things that we work with and deal with while supplying you guys with the offers. I think that's one thing that I get that question a lot, like, okay, great, I love your guys' platform, I see it, where do these buyers come from? Well, that's the power of Zoodillio, is we already have amassed this private buyer network. And so whether it's a territory where our entities buy houses or it's one of our strategic partners, we are going to supply you with these strategies so that you can showcase these types of things and bring these offers exclusively to your client that they can only get through you. That's the key.
So real quick, again, here is an example of an agent who sent their branded iBuyer site to an individual. The individual then put their information in, and right. The agent was able to get that. That came back to the agent's dashboard. The agent helped facilitate this, and then within, say, 24 to 48 hours, they got what looks to be 3 different offers.
Correct.
And so it comes down to what's the best for this client if they want to move forward. So just as brief as you can without getting too technical, walk us through the 3 offers. Like, what are we looking at on these offers so that agents are looking at this going, oh man, that is cool.
Okay, cool. So this is, like I said, this is where you obviously stay centered at this whole circumstance, right?
Yep.
This would be like, Kelly Willer, list a property with him. I can sell the house for $710,000. There's a proposed cost in this circumstance. It looks like your total closing cost would be about 7% is what we are projecting. Well, in this particular offer circumstance, this would be showcasing the Zoodillio trade-in offer. This is where they're going to buy their new house for them in cash and then sell this house. And if it sells for more on the open market, they would get the upside, right? So now that in this particular one, again, this is just an example, but this is one that's having a 12% cost, which is actually pretty on par. And just for everybody, so they know what that is, there's obviously a service charge, and we obviously collect the commission up front.
Correct.
And that commission is to pay the agent once the property is successfully resold. Okay, and then of course this is just another showcased in comparison IBuyer offer where maybe an offer was collected. The offer came in at $650,000, and there's about 11% cost, giving the homeowner a net. The part that I love about what we have created is it takes a lot of the guessworking out. Right, so they can see what the offer's coming in at and what they're going to walk away with, right? So that's what the goal of the dashboard is to really help empower you and your client to make the best decision.
And let me share this. This platform, guys, isn't designed for you to do every offer is going to be an iBuyer. This is for you to give them opportunities to have different pathways to get to the same result, and that's to get their home sold. So if you'll notice, the very first one spotlighted is, hey, look, guys, if you just want to cut out the, if you're not ready to do the cash offer where there are some fees, I can sell your home and this is what you're going to make at closing, right? But if you're in a hurry or if you need to do this or whatever, here's some other offers for you to consider, right? So now you've got a marketing dashboard to give your client the whole buffet. The end result is you want to list the home. So if the iBuyer platform isn't going to work for them, you've just shown them how valuable you are. So you add this to as you're talking to them, you add this to what you can do as an agent. And you might not get the iBuyer bought, but you might get the listing. So at the end of the day, Eliot, you've given the agent the ability to either get a listing traditionally or offer the cash to motivate them to go ahead and sell and get ready to buy their next home.
Yeah, and the only caveat I want to throw on what you just said right there is a lot of the buyers that we bring to the table here for the agents, they're going to actually resell the property immediately. And when they do that, they hire you to list and resell that property for them. That's the structure that we created when we built all of this.
Correct. So in that scenario, if they pick, say, Zoodillio Trade-In Plus, and I get them this cash and then I sell the home. And let's say, originally we were talking about a suggested sales price of $710. What if in this market, Eliot, I'm literally listing homes at what I feel is a high. I'm getting over asked like this, right? So let's say in this instance, you get them $750K. Well, if we sell that home for $750K, they're going to realize a check after I close on this home beyond what I gave them on the cash offer. They're going to get the difference between the $710 and $750. Would that be a correct assessment?
That is correct, right? Anything above what we purchased the property for goes back to that homeowner. So again, that's the unique thing. It gives them all the certainty of cash with the upside of the market.
I love that.
That's one of the game changer flagship things that we're able to showcase and bring to the agent community. And the other thing I would just kind of say, throw out there is this has been an amazing opportunity, and as we have continued to grow our community so much, it's attracted other investors and it's allowing us to build new, bigger, better products with these partners. That is right. It's truly a journey, not a destination. And what's being built in this ecosystem for real estate agents, 100% game changer.
And let me just make one more observation, and then I think we're done, because there's a lot here. When this video goes from live to being posted, we're going to get a lot of views. We're going to probably have a lot of questions. If you're that agent, you're watching this, drop comments below. I promise you, I will get back to you and answer those comments. But the thing that I like about what I've seen so far with you guys, Eliot, is you guys, the owners of this, the co-founders of this platform, you guys are real estate agents. You built this not as a corporation looking to drive income, which is what you're doing. That's fine. But you built this as a platform from agents 2 agents. That means when I take part in your platform, I'm actually getting something that another real estate agent built because it was going to answer their need, which then answers my need. And that's how to be a better marketing real estate agent, how to capitalize on what's going on in the market, and how to use something that was built specifically for realtors. That's what attracted me to your platform, is you guys are realtors and you built this for me.
Yeah, our founding team, we have a crazy amount of experience. Everything, all of us have ran teams, brokerages. Jason and Kayla own a brokerage now. With, coached hundreds and hundreds of agents. So, like I said, when we say that this has been built by agents for agents, that's 100% what we mean. And whether it's blessing or curse, we've been in iBuyer territory, ground zero in the Phoenix metro, so that's why we've seen these strategies coming for years. We've had our ear to the ground, for quite some time, and this is where all of that knowledge is now being turned into goodwill and being passed on and given to the agent community, which is why we're just so stoked about the ecosystem that we have created.
So, Eliot, do me one more thing as we're ending. Go back to, I'm sharing the screen again. Go back to the Zoodillio.com now. Get rid of the branded. Go to Zoodillio.com. And I want you to show them where to go if they're interested in getting their own branded platform with all of the marketing materials, the emails, the videos, how to get this program. Okay, so guys, right here, Zoodillio.com. And then show them where to go if they want to go ahead and move forward with getting their own branded iBuyer site to start making offers.
Yeah, so this kind of just showcases, you got a demo video that you guys can check out and see it in action. You can submit on the demo site like we were there, so you can kind of get that tangible experience that your homeowner would get. But in order to check out, you just simply click on that. Kelly's going to give you, he's got
Ninja 10. So guys, if you'll go to the pricing, if you're a single agent, you're going to come to here. You need to pick out if you want yearly or monthly. And guys, this is, if you do monthly, it's month to month. There's no long-term contracts.
Right.
So if you do monthly, put in the word Ninja 10 under promo code and you'll get 10% a month off every month that you use this platform, and access to the marketing materials, videos done for you, emails that you can copy and paste into your CRM, how to get this platform out, access to the private Zoodillio Facebook group where there is tons of information on how you can take this site and start getting listing appointments. So guys, make sure you go into the Zoodillio.com, go to the pricing, go to the agent if you're a single agent, and do Ninja 10, and you will be on your way with your own branded website. Eliot, thank you, my friend. I've been wanting to do this with you for a couple weeks. I'm also going to go ahead and put your information below the video. If you guys want to reach out to Eliot, you're welcome to do that. He is a wealth of information for the iBuyer platform. If you are a team, you've got more than one agent. Eliot, can we service teams?
Absolutely. So teams and brokerages. If you go to the Zoodelio.com, you have the different options there. And we do have like a promo that we're running too, which is Ninja Webinar on that. So, if you check out on that, that gives you, more options. Check out our webinar offerings. There's just a lot of good things that we have going on there to really kind of help you dive in and explode your business.
Eliot, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. And I'm glad I met you a couple months ago.
Yeah. Thanks, Kelly. We appreciate you.
All right, guys. Drop some comments below. Let me know if you have any questions. Make sure, if you haven't, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell, and take advantage of all the hundreds of videos I created just for you guys, one agent to another. All right, I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.